Welcome to
No Fucking Filter. Okay, I wrote a little intro for our guest today.
Oh my God.
A very special guest. We asked many times on our stories who you guys wanted us to have on, and her name kept coming up. So you're basically a celebrity.
Okay.
She's a fellow photographer and a leader in our industry. She splits her time between Calgary and Halifax. She describes her shooting style as intimate, raw, and creative. Her favorite foods are chicken nuggets and Diet Coke. She's everyone's bestie, and hopefully she'll be ours now.
Already am.
Becky, aka Rebecca Frank.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And you guys
excited to
already
have
have a
you.
Diet Coke for me.
Yeah,
we do.
We can open them.
Okay,
Yes.
wait.
Little
Should we?
ASMR?
Yeah.
We need to do like
Here,
a
I'll
little.
hold it. You open.
Okay, perfect.
Here.
You ready?
Okay. We need like a close up. Here, go over there, Lisa. We need like a close up of this.
Everybody ready?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that was so good.
I have
That
a
was
boner.
perfect.
Oh my god, I love it.
Okay, wait. Now you can pour.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that.
My hearing's going, but I can still hear that.
It sounds good.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, this is awesome, you guys.
Here, let's.
We're so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so honored.
Harvey's here for emotional support if
Hi,
you need him.
Harv. Come here. No, I know. I already have your.
Harvey
emotional
is my
support
dog, as you guys already know. He
baby.
occasionally makes an appearance.
Okay, we usually do like a vibe check at the beginning.
'Kay.
So, for those of you guys listening and not watching, Lisa and I are classic in our matching
sweats.
sweatsuits. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Like, what's the vibes?
The vibes are, I feel like high because the sun is out now, but I
Yeah, it's
was
true.
ready to jump off the Center Street Bridge for a second. We can cut that. But no, I think what I was saying earlier is like, I feel like I'm still carrying a lot of 2023 into 2024, and I need to just like wrap some things up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought January would be a lot more chill than it is, but my wife and I both have birthdays, so we were just like celebrating hard, which is very great. And
Happy belated
Thank you so much.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
not me, just we both have birthdays. Yeah, so it's been really great, but I feel like I am ready for 2024, but I feel like I haven't hit play on that yet. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's kind of a weird transition. Like the rest of the world is like blank page, let's start fresh, but we still have carryover and other work to do. So
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like a December 23rd wedding, so I'm like, okay, gotta wrap that up. But it's been great. It's been good. It's been a good start to the year.
yeah,
Amazing.
us too. Should we have a little cheer?
Cheers.
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 Thank you so much for coming on.
Do you guys regularly drink Diet Coke? Oh my God, you're doing it just for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The honor.
I like
We like to
I
try.
like real Coke.
I like real Coke too. What's
I do.
oh my god.
Just kidding. I told you I'm unhinged. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we love it. We
Coca-Cola.
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 TM.
Whenever I'm at weddings and I'm like, oh yeah, I just need that Coke. Can I get some Coke, please? Like,
I really
I have
need
the
a shot of Coke right
juiciest story about that.
oh,
I worked
tell us.
with somebody who then I left, and somebody was like, they were on snow.
A
at the
wedding
wedding.
vendor?
Yeah, a vendor.
Oh.
Wasn't here.
Was it a DJ?
It wasn't.
Oh.
Good guess. Good guess.
I mean, wedding days are tough, so
Oh my gosh.
I guess.
But can you imagine? I need like somebody's like, do you want a drink? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I need to stay focused.
Yeah, I'm a professional,
I'm a
but I
professional.
will take
A shot.
Coke if you have it.
I will take a Diet Coke.
I love that.
I love it too. So we have a few things, obviously, that we want to talk to you about today, but we kind of wanted to talk about how we don't really get like sick days
Yeah.
or mental health days or
Totally.
anything. If
Yeah.
we're committed to someone's wedding, we're there.
Yeah. So, have you ever had it happen that you've been injured, sick, or something's come up?
Well, yeah, I really prided myself on not doing that, and I think like on not taking a sick day or an out. And then, hi baby, in 2020, I lost my mom. So let's just get right into that. I'm very vocal about that. My humor is pretty like self-deprecating / very, very dark. So pardon me. Forewarning. No, so in 2020 in August, so thanks, Mom. The height of busy season.
Right. Also,
Yes.
COVID.
Yes, COVID. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was like height of COVID. So before that, I was like, oh, we just, when we are committed, we're committed. We have to be there. And then this hit me like a ton of bricks, and it was unexpected. It was, she wasn't sick. So she kind of she died out of nowhere, just like sitting in her chair. She was living up north, and it has been, like, obviously we'll talk about it, but like a lot of lessons have come from that. My mom lived like life to the fullest. So I take that into like every day, and life's not that serious. We're all gonna die. And I was actually on my way to a shoot, and I was driving out to Drumheller to actually meet Amy, Modern Nest Photography. Amazing human.
Love her.
Yeah, amazing. And I was gonna go shoot her family, and my wife Sarah called me, and she said, I just need you to come home. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
And she would never call me to come home if it wasn't serious. So I was like, what are you talking about? And like I said, my mom wasn't sick. So I just like started screaming, and I was like I was 40 minutes outside of Calgary. And I was just like, I just like blanked.
Yeah.
Just blackout, and just was screaming. And she was like, she didn't want to tell me while I was driving. Yeah. So she was like, I just need you to come home. And I was like, is it my mom? Is my mom dead? And she was like, I just need you to come home. So I was just like,
that kind of was an answer.
Driving. I'll never forget that. Like even driving to Drumheller now, I'm like,
it's a permanent memory.
yeah, like makes me like a little bit sick. And I love Drumheller. So again, thanks, Mom. Ruined it. No, just
She's
kidding.
there.
She's there. Yeah, so I obviously missed that shoot for sure.
Yeah.
I had messaged Amy, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but something's going on, and I have to go home. And obviously she was the most understanding. And after that, had just like, she like sent me a gift card, and just like just the sweetest, kindest angel. But after that was just a series of shit. It's just a shit storm.
Yeah.
And I had a wedding in Nova Scotia 2 weeks after, and it was a small elopement. And it was like, I think I had it wasn't even, like they just wanted like a couple hours of photography, and I think they had given me like $150. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm still running a business. Like I have to reach out to people. I have to explain what's going on.
Yeah.
So I reached out to them, and they were, again, so kind.
Were you nervous to reach out and like tell people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was, but then I was like,
I
think my life just shifted from then. Like I have been like, if you can't understand that, you are not somebody I want to work with.
Yeah.
And that's.
Oh yeah, totally agreed. Like,
I mean, I understand it's the biggest day of your life. Like I do.
Yeah.
But it isn't. Like
in a way, that was like one of the biggest days of
exactly.
your life.
Yeah. And like
people need to have compassion.
Totally.
Where's the compassion in it? And like I feel like weddings, like there is this, selfish, it is about you, it's about your day and everything, and people kind of get blindsided the fact that like all these other people that are a part of your day are human and like people too.
100%. And I'm just like a perpetual people pleaser, and I do.
Join the club. Welcome to the club.
Cheers! Ayo!
People pleasers. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, this is crispy and delish.
Oh, so good. Actually, I'm so
filled to the top.
With ice. Like you listen.
Oh, wow.
I didn't expect it to be here. I thought you were just gonna like ask me.
We're gonna have chicken nuggets. It's a little early for that.
Is it?
Oh, maybe after.
Just kidding. I feel like the people that get you will understand, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So my next big wedding back was a month to the day after my mom died, and the whole situation was pretty fucked. Like, we had to go to Ottawa to get her body because she came down from Iqaluit.
Oh my God.
So she was like flown on the plane. My dad had to wait up there with her. With, you know, and then
And all the things you have
and the
to plan
COVID and the like, so I was weirdly lucky that like I didn't have a big wedding again. I don't know why. I'm trying to think of it now, but until September 18th, 19th. So I get my wife to drive up to Antigonish with me, which is where my wedding was. And I was like, okay, a month has gone by. I can do this, and I've committed, and I have to show up.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a second shooter, like it just wasn't part of my package, but I said, Sarah, who is my wife, I said, can you come with me and just be here as emotional support, and just in case like I need anything. Unfortunately and fortunately, I'm very good at like turning it off, and like I was raised, and I don't know, I feel like you're around the same age as me, I would assume.
Thank you. Just kidding. Yes, we're all the same age.
But you know that mentality that's like, check your emotions at the door when you go to work.
Yeah.
And like.
And we were praised for being like strong,
Exactly.
independent, and you couldn't cry about stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I cry at everything. I'll probably cry today, but, yeah, it was that. So it was like, I'm very good. It's scary. Like Sarah will be like, cause I'll be like, fighting, and then somebody will talk to me like we're at a restaurant, and they'll like come up to me and be like, hi ma'am, what can I get you? And I'm like, oh my god, hi. It's so nice to see you. And then I'm like, fuck you, Sarah. So
She should be scared.
everyone should be, for sure. Anyway, so I was able to kind of like, I was like thinking, I'm like, I can do that. Tomorrow I can like put on my big girl panties, get back on the horse for a day. That's
day.
the other thing about weddings. It's like, I'm not going back 9 to 5 every single day. I'm going back for a day, and I'm showing up because this is their day.
Yeah.
I'm so happy and excited for them. And I need to like really just hone that in. So we're in Antigonish. It's 10 p.m. and we get a call, and it was Sarah's mom calling us. And she said, she was bawling, and she was like, your brother just passed away.
I have really chills.
It was, again, out of nowhere, not expected, but it was honestly just so fucking alarming and devastating, and he was 36 years old.
The last thing you expected.
Last thing we
I'm sure.
expected, and a month to the day, so the 18th and the 18th, and it's 10 p.m. We're 2 hours outside of Halifax, and I'm like trying to focus on that, but also trying to be like, I have a wedding tomorrow morning. But having just gone through it, I said, we need to get you home. So like, we just divided and conquered, and I said, like, you have to go home. You have to be home with your family.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out the rest.
And her family was here.
So her family's in Calgary, and my family is in Halifax. So I think the beautiful silver lining of it all was that I had just gone through it, and she'd gone through it with me. And so we both knew what we were going through.
That's huge, because like when one person is dealing with something, it's so hard to like comprehend like what that even feels like, or like, and everything is different for every single person.
Totally.
But just that is like, I don't know how to like even just like there is a silver lining. The fact
for her,
that,
probably.
Yeah, you guys like were able to be there for each other.
Totally. Like very imperfectly. Like we'd both not really lost anyone to this point. And I think I'd woken up like many days and been like, okay, I'm 30 years old and my parents are 55. I have 30 more years with them, you know, like you count it in your head.
Yeah.
And so we didn't ever picture this as our reality. And yeah, it was so comforting to have her there with me. So I ended up, I said like, okay, we got to get you on a flight. It doesn't, cost of things, nothing matters at that point. So you're just like, okay. So I drove her at like midnight back to Halifax. She boarded a flight at like 4 a.m. I had to leave to come back to Antigonish. So this was like the night before the wedding. So I get back to Antigonish around 5 a.m. because we had to drive, and then
just exhausted.
And then I was like, I have to shoot a 10-hour wedding today. And I had to just suck. I literally was like, go home. I need to do this wedding. And then I had another wedding the day after. And I was like, I just need to get through these 2 days.
Yeah.
And again, so many stars aligned, and like I had the most compassionate, beautiful clients that
Did you tell them?
I didn't
happened?
tell them.
Yeah.
I told my client on the Sunday because she was a closer friend, so she knew. But I was like, you do that thing where it's like, this is not about me. Like
Yeah.
it is, this day is not about me.
You kind of have to like check your baggage at the door on someone's wedding day, because
Yeah.
no matter what's happening, you don't want to bring those vibes to someone's day, right?
Exactly. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and mourn on your wedding day. I really have to shut it off.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And those are like, when I look back, I'm like, I don't know if I'm proud of myself or not. Because I'm like, I don't know if I would ever encourage anybody to do that.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't
But
find.
what choice did you
What choice
have?
do you have?
If you were here in Calgary, I'm sure you could have found
Coverage.
someone that you trusted to cover for you. But
And that's the
yeah.
other thing, like, as you know, like, your clients are so excited to work with you, and you spend years
Yeah.
like building this relationship with them, and
Yeah.
they have this trust in you. And obviously things happen, and we've all had to get coverage for certain things, but like, it's heartbreaking for them when that's the day they pictured, and they're like, we built trust and love in you, and we love your work, and that's why we booked you.
Yeah.
So you feel this obligation, as we should, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is just a lesson in like, you have to be prepared to put a lot of things on the line. Like, it's not a 9 to 5, and yes, we have like certain flexibilities, but we also have like an enormous amount of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like 2 years in advance sometimes.
Totally,
Like that's
exactly.
a date that you can't predict anything around.
I've had to miss 2 really good friends' weddings because I was already booked
Yeah.
when they planned their wedding.
And how dare they not run it past you?
Rude. Everyone knows now.
Actually, shout out, I keep mentioning my friend McKenna, but
Yeah.
like my friend McKenna literally planned her bachelorette and her wedding around my dates this year because I was already pretty much booked. I was like, I have this date and this date available. She's like, done.
McKenna, the real MVP.
Yeah.
Shout out, girl.
Well, she wanted me there, so
Bring her on.
Yeah, I think that's the thing people don't realize is like, yeah, we're starting to book for 2025. Like,
Yeah.
will the world even be a world?
I always say that. I'm like, will I be alive? Will I be pregnant with
go.
triplets?
Yeah,
Will I,
hopefully.
I don't
love
know.
that for you.
I hope not. God.
That will be tough to show up if you are.
Yeah, I know. And that's the whole thing too, like,
Yeah, people have to plan their babies
yeah.
around
yeah,
wedding season.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
I know. And you can't plan it, but
No.
you try to.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, if I don't, like, this would be an ideal month to be pregnant. So I
Yeah.
can throw up for 3 months and then have 3 months at the end where I'm,
I literally just did this. Like I
Do the
I was just, like,
calculation?
doing the calculations. I was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to do it. Like, and yeah,
Both
figured
my
out.
kids' birthdays are in the next 2 weeks, so that was the ideal time, in case anyone's wondering. They were old enough to like for
Okay.
me to leave by wedding season, and then,
okay, wait, when did you get pregnant then?
like early summer.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that makes
Thankfully,
sense.
I wasn't sick, but that's another thing. Imagine being like so morning sick and having
Totally.
to show up and shoot people's weddings. I've heard people that are like puking in the bathroom and then coming out and smiling and like continuing on with the wedding. Because what are you gonna do?
God love
You have
them.
to be there.
Like, that's tough. I don't know if I could do that.
no.
Like, if you ever had diarrhea on a wedding day, game changer.
Yeah, I haven't, but I've been morbidly hungover on a wedding day.
Oh, no.
I will never disclose what wedding it was.
No.
But I was there.
Oh, good for you.
You're a champ.
That is one thing I will never drink before wedding day because I'm too scared.
So that's the other thing. What if it's like the funnest night ever and then you have a wedding the next day?
Well, then you just say, I can't come, guys, sorry.
You just don't go.
But when your brother dies, you can still go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That's
Oh, no,
so
thank
much
you.
for you to deal with.
Yeah, it was a lot, but honestly, I learned so much, and I had a lot of people give me a lot of great advice, and also just like so much leeway and compassion, and then there were others that did not, And those people I'll never forget.
Ever.
Just kidding. I'll never forget you.
So I'm curious how you kind of like shared that to the world, because that must have been also like another stress. You're like, how do I tell people this crazy thing? Because I know when something is happening to you in your personal life, you're like, how much do I share?
Yeah.
I don't want to be talking about it with, people I barely know.
Totally.
So how do you kind of like put that out there to people so they know, but also in a way that feels like protected to you?
Yeah, I have a fucked up mentality of like I'm an oversharer, and by nature I'm like death gripping this mic, like it's choking.
It can be your emotional support mic. It's okay.
It is right now. I'm like, how do I hold this? So I am an oversharer by nature, and my mom, like I would be like talking to her, and like I would call her like 4 times a day, but I would be like chatting with her about everything. And then she's like, Becky, you don't share everything with me. And I'm like, no, I do though. So that kind of came a little bit naturally to me, because I was like, I can't not share this. Like my mom is like one of the biggest parts of my life.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of cathartic to like share it about her. And like at first it was just like, honestly, trauma dumping. Like I was literally just like, hey, Instagram story, get ready for me to absolutely vomit all over you.
Your captions on someone's wedding photo are like, my mom died.
So my mom died. Like most of my friends now will meet new people and they'll be like, did you know your mom died? And I'm like, don't worry. I'll talk to you about it.
They know.
Yeah, they know. They've seen. Oh my God. But it did become like just something, it kind of opened up this different world to me of people who had lost people in their lives. And it was kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I really connected, and that's kind of how, I started a grief journal, which I assume chat about a little bit, but that's kind of how it started. It was just like, I had people reaching out to me being like, I lost my mom 6 years ago and I haven't been able to say it out loud. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, it was very heavy to hear all of that, but it was also like, I feel like the right person and this is the right time for it. So I think I don't regret sharing what I shared. Like there's sometimes that I'm like, wow, you overdid it there. Like crying on social media, not it.
I feel like everyone's doing that these days.
I'm like out for 2024. But that's what kind of helped me get through it. 'Cause I could talk to people who, I was desperate to talk to anybody who understood what I felt. 'Cause it was suddenly like I was in this room with people who were my best friends who had never gone through something like that. And I felt like they couldn't understand me anymore.
Yeah. I feel like, knock on wood, wherever wood is, I haven't lost anyone that close to me or not anyone suddenly. So it is hard to relate. And I can understand how it must have felt so good to have like almost like a support group of people that know what you're going through and know what days are going to be hard. Because as much as your friends can show up for you, they can't anticipate like, ooh, this holiday is going to be really difficult or whatever.
Yeah.
Although it is so different and unique for each person, it is like such a beautiful thing that like people that also have shared their story and like share an experience with you, you do feel like able to connect with them on a different level. Right?
100%.
So,
yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And like, I think you do still need, like my best friends have like been solidified in my life because they were, even though they had no idea what was going on, they knew how to show up for me and like give me space when I needed it. And you need those people, but it's also like, it's the outside connections that you're like, wow, I related to, this is fucked, but I related to like when I came out and I had no idea there was this like underbelly of like lesbians everywhere. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
You're a lesbian.
I'm like, I'm so gay and now I see all these gay people.
It's like when you're shopping for a car and then you like see that
the red car theory.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
so
but it was like the rainbow flag theory. But it was like that. It was like, okay, now we can connect and like there's a whole new world of people that I haven't been able to talk to.
Yeah.
And some days I don't feel like talking about it, and somebody will like reach out and be like, oh, I just went through all your saved stories of your mom, and I'm like, perfect, that's amazing, great. But then I'm like, no, this person needs what I needed then, now, and so I can show
hard
up.
too, is like how to show up for someone else that's going through that on a day that you just like
Yeah.
are tapped out, like your cup is empty.
Totally. But I think it's like, it's worth the connection. And also I need to have better boundaries. God, boundaries.
Stuff. Let us know when you figure
Yeah,
out how to
no,
do
I
that.
haven't figured it out. At Kobe, my therapist.
Yeah.
Help us. SOS. Yeah. Yeah.
You kind of mentioned that most people, like your clients and stuff, were amazing, but then there were people that weren't so amazing. What did they do that wasn't so amazing? Or were they just like, I feel like a lot of people are scared of death, right? They
Yeah.
don't know how to handle their own feelings about it, so they withdraw. Like,
Yep.
there's always that thing when it happens to someone, you're like, oh, maybe I won't call them because they're having such
Totally.
a hard time. But then you kind of fade out of their life a little bit.
Totally. Yeah. I think it's such a fine dance, because some days I was like, I need people. And then some days I was like, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was like a toddler, and people were trying to do this like, ooh, like which way does she need me to go today?
Yeah.
But I think the people that show up imperfectly, those are the people that have stayed in my life. Like they maybe had like, said something wrong at the wrong time, and
Yeah.
but they still showed up. And I think that was the most important thing. I had a really hard time with, like I said, most people were amazing. One thing that stands out to me so much is like my first engagement shoot back. My couple showed up with this like basket of goodies for me, and like just gave me like the warmest, most sweet hug, and like
Yeah.
they were just so gentle and kind with me. And then we like had an incredible shoot, and like
Amazing.
it's just the trust, and they were like, I know you need this, but we appreciate that you showed up, and that will never leave my mind. And the amount of people, there's so many people that sent things and sent my family flowers, and like people that I'd worked with like one time, or like the interior design studio I work with here, like they just sent us like this beautiful gift, and I was just like, wow, that's
so nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
But then I had like, it's funny how like a particular instance will like stick out to you and stay
Yeah.
with you forever. But I had a dentist styled shoot like 2 weeks before my mom died, and a vendor had reached out to me being like, hey, can I get those photos? And I was like, hey, my mom just died, LOL.
So no.
So no. And then they kind of like kept asking, and I was like,
Oh my
listen,
God.
bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm not like this. Like I'm a very like, oh no, oh my God, I have to go get these done right now. But this has changed me. It really has.
Yeah,
I'm like,
physically, probably you
No, I
weren't
was like-
capable of sitting at a desk and like looking at.
and I had already given them sneak peeks. So I'm like, I was like, listen, the sneak peeks are what you're getting now.
Yeah, like.
And
I'm
you will never get another photo
planning
from me.
A funeral times 2.
And I will never work with that person again.
No.
No, compassion 0 on their end. What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll just tag
blast
them right here.
We'll tag them in the show notes.
Go unfollow.
No, I just like, to me, I know we have obligations, but for something like a free shoot that like you already have photos from, like if you can't wait another like month
Yeah.
for me to get these to you, or more, or maybe next year,
Yeah.
like,
Literally.
Yeah. You're probably not running your business.
and I'm
properly,
like, I
and
don't
you're
want to refer my
nasty.
clients to you.
Yeah.
Because like, what if something happens to them and you
Yeah.
have zero compassion?
Yeah.
Like there's a fine dance. Like, yes, it's business, but again, life is not that serious, and it could end at any moment. So like,
Yeah.
everything's such a balance. Like,
Yeah.
but just being human behind that business. So yeah, that definitely stood out to me as.
I think that's the thing of being a small business owner too. Like there is no team. You can't
No.
send your assistant to go do something for you. Like you are your business. And people
Exactly.
hire you because they love you. So I feel like that's kind of the give and take of it, is then they kind of have to ride with you through like the downs too.
So
Yeah.
can I ask you a question too?
Yeah.
I had somebody ask me this the other day, and they were like, why don't you just start like getting a bunch of associates and like building up this brand, which is, I just personally, I have a hard time with it because I feel like I connect with each of my clients so much and build this relationship, but then I'm like, that's not great for scaling and like growing a business. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I don't really get associates. I don't know how I would meet with clients on a call and like sell myself to them, but then be like, and it won't be me taking the photos and you'll never see me.
And you'll never see me again.
Yeah. So like why wouldn't they just go hire someone?
That was kind of like, that's where I've been with it. But I'm like, from a business standpoint, and then also for situations like this, when you're like, wow, I really could have used a brother in my corner.
Yeah.
Like,
the beginning of my career, a lot of people were like, oh, we really want to like, not focus on the photos and stuff. And I hadn't done enough weddings and like been in it long enough to understand why. And like, and I was obviously, as a photographer, I'm all about the photos, and I'm like, the more time, the better. This is so exciting for like whatever. But like my mindset shifted so much, like as I got into the industry, and like, I'm looking at it as like, I want to enjoy my cocktail hour. I want to be there with my family. I don't even want to really like take too many photos. Like, and it's completely changed. And I had 2 couples actually last year or the year before. They decided, we're going to do a package, but we're going to do our formal photos on a different day. So like,
love that.
It was the best thing ever because on their day, it was just really candid.
Storytelling.
It was beautiful. And then we got to go do our 2 hours somewhere else. And we got to do like, nice lighting, location. We got to be in control of that a lot more, which was amazing. And so like, I see this on TikTok actually a lot too, is like a lot of couples are being like, well, yeah, like, maybe less photos on the day, because it's not about like, we're all done up, let's just go get a bunch of photos. It turns into like more of a photo shoot rather than your wedding day.
Well, that's like, I was talking to a really great friend of mine yesterday who's a photographer, and she was saying, like, you start to think, like, what am I doing with these wedding party photos of everybody just posed like kind of unnaturally? Yeah. And we fall into that as photographers, and that's kind of our job to like educate before the wedding day and being like, what do you want out of this? And like, we resort back a lot of times to like these poses that we've gone with that are, easy, but I'm just like, is that a waste of your time though on the wedding day to like be like, oh, I have an hour and a half for wedding party photos where you just want some of you and your girls like strolling down the street or imperfectly eating burgers together, or like whatever it is, like nothing like kitschy and like eating burgers, like but like
actually eating
like stuffing your face, I don't know, whatever that is, like having a cocktail. Or
the wedding industry has had these like it's these traditions and things, and I'm so happy to see it like kind of coming out of that a little bit now, but it's just same with that, like, we've gotten rid of a couple things, so you don't have to do these at your wedding.
Exactly.
You don't have to
it's your wedding.
cut the cake. You don't
really
have to
do anything.
You literally don't. So
No.
it's same with the photos. Like, I have had a couple couples that are like, oh, we just really want candids with our bridal party. I'm like, yes, like because that's just them enjoying drinks and hanging out.
I tell my couples in kind of our like initial chat, and when we're talking about their timeline and stuff, I'm like, if you have a couple amazing kind of like formal photos of the bridal party, that's really all you need. Like,
100%.
you're not going to hang 5 photos of your whole bridal party like smiling awkwardly with this guy they don't know that they had to walk down the aisle with on your wall.
Yeah.
Like, you're not. You're going to have those special ones with like your best friend hugging you or whatever.
Yeah. And it's hard to, I know I get in the mindset, I'm like, I want you guys to have everything that you want. So it's hard because you're like, okay, I just need to make sure I got everything for them. Because after the wedding day, a lot of people forget that they were very nonchalant on the day, or that they were like, we're just going to like slide
They ask
past
you
it.
for a photo and you're like, that literally didn't happen. Remember when you told us that you
We didn't want
were
it,
over
didn't care about it. Yeah, I always make a note now, and I'm like, just making sure you absolutely didn't want that photo with Diane. And they're like, right.
Let's go find Diane.
I like text him right up. That wedding was amazing. And remember, you didn't want that photo with Diane.
So don't ask me.
And that being said, if they do want those classic photos,
course.
then sure, we're there to
Absolutely.
do whatever you want us to do. But a little PSA for like photographers that are just starting out, it's like the wedding industry kind of like has, like, it forms you, but like don't let it control or like.
Yeah, stay true to you. And like you said, if they want that, absolutely. But that's something that we talk about prior to, or you, like, I think you need to be professional enough to say, oh, that's actually not really what I offer, and I just don't think that we would be the greatest fit because I think you want more formal or more post or more documentary or whatever it is, and be able to direct them to somebody else and like take your ego out of it and be like, no, we actually don't offer that. Like, we're just not, that's not really the way we work, and you'll be kind of upset at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's so true. I do think kind of an exception to the rule, and again, I try to talk to clients about this, especially the ones that are like, we don't really want any formal photos. I do think those family
Every time.
photos, like, sorry, I'm going to make you do them.
No, I know.
Like, you might hate it. They're not candid, but that's what your parents want. Your grandparents don't want a photo of you guys laughing, grabbing each other's butts. They want like a formal photo of you with them, and those are going to be in your family as like an heirloom forever.
And like I've had people say to me like, we don't really overly care about family photos, and I'm like, I know, but like
You have
it's
to.
more okay, once you decide to invite more than just you two to the wedding, it's about them as well. Like, it's about the experience of your guests.
Yeah.
So if you're not eloping, like, of course it's about you, but I mean, like, you need to consider the whole group here. So yeah, like, I always will, like, even if it's not on the list, I'm like, hey, if you are lucky enough to have your mom and dad in your life, or if it's stepdad, stepmom, whatever, whoever's close to you, I'm always like, okay, one with them, even if it's not on the list, because I'm like, you're going to want it, and they're going to want it.
Someday someone's going to pass away and you're going to cherish
Yep.
those photos, or if not you, like your family will.
Totally.
Often I think the photos we take are used, this is again going real dark, are used at funerals
All the
because
time. Yeah.
when are people dressed up, looking their best, smiling, having the best time is at a wedding.
And it's okay to just have some photos where you're looking and smiling at the camera, and we're going to get all the other candidates too, but it's just,
They may not be like artsy on the cover of Junebug or whatever, but like they're important.
Absolutely. They're so important.
Yeah. Well, okay, any crazy wedding stories? Because like, this episode has been a little serious, dark, and we're here for it. But we want to hear something crazy.
I'm like, is that who I am?
Color.
Same. Like, is that who I've turned into now? Okay, craziest wedding story. Well, I had a wedding planner start a wedding ceremony without me. Like, completely.
A wedding cannot happen without the photographer.
Without me or my second shooter.
Going on
So
in
no
her
photographer.
head?
I have no idea.
What happened? Like, what was the scenario?
So we were with the bride, and she was trying to find her dad, and oh my God, I think that this is so important about wedding planners, is that they, like, I've worked with some amazing wedding planners, so I think they make or break a day. Like,
Yes.
you know, they're the ones that are like running the show, and anyway, again, shout out to all the Alberta wedding planners. So good.
We love them.
Anyway, so we were with the bride. She was looking for her dad, and she was really stressed because she wanted to have a first look with her dad and couldn't find him. And he was just at a different place in the hotel. So we were all just like running around. It was just chaos, you know, like right before the ceremony, it's like like the storm before the calm, honestly.
The storm has hit.
The storm is upon us.
Yeah.
Anyway, to me, and this goes back to what we said earlier, I always say to my clients, nothing happens without you there.
Yeah.
JK. But, and like, it's okay. We're not in a rush. If we're 30 minutes later, it's okay.
Everyone's
like,
here
this is your
already.
wedding day.
Yeah.
We're like, everybody take a deep breath. Like, we love, as humans, we
Calm
love
the
rules.
fuck down.
We love knowing that there's like a structure, and we fall into those very easily, but it's like, it's okay. Let's, like, especially my bride and groom, or bride and bride, or groom and groom, whatever, especially my couple. I'm always like, please take a breath. Like, I want you to enjoy this, because I don't want you to think about how stressful it was. Anyway, so we're running around looking for her dad, and we go down the elevators and the groom is standing at the front. All the guys are standing at the front. So I missed him walking down with his mom, which was on the list of things for me to get in the questionnaire.
Yeah.
My heart just like absolutely dropped into my asshole. I was like, what? So devastated, but trying to keep it like the composure on my face. And I just
Also,
like walk in.
it's going to come back to you.
I looked at the planner and I am very like, I am go with the flow, almost too much so, like where people are just like, okay, Becky, like I've had planners come down and be like, hi, we've already started. And I'm like, oh, sorry, we were taking portraits and they look so cute, you know, like,
cool,
but I was like, looked at her
start.
and I was like, what happened? And she had told the bride once we got down there, because her dad still wasn't there because he was at the other side of the hotel. She said to the bride, well, I guess you're just going to have to go without your dad. What? No, you are not.
Sorry,
I was
why?
like, in no way, shape, form, or world.
And dad's just going to miss the wedding?
Why?
Like, that's a good solution.
But for what reason? Is like, is the queen getting married in here after? R.I.P. But like, you know, like, why? So
that's wild.
Anyway,
Gotta
that was just
stay
like
on
that was a whole situation for me. Anyway, I felt really bad. And I like, again, what it comes down to at the end of the day, we're always the ones that take the burden because we're the ones that captured the moment. So if the moment was missed, that's on us.
And they don't know what's going on. The bride doesn't know why that happened or what happened. They just assume you got it. So if they get their gallery,
They're like,
and
you're
there's a
supposed to
big
be
chunk
there.
missing.
Yeah.
Then they're not going back to the planner saying, you didn't do this. They're coming back to us.
And that was the one time I did say, like, I'm going to need you to take accountability for this because she needs to know, they both need to know why this didn't happen. And he doesn't have this photo with his mom.
Yeah.
And I really like made sure I got like a lot of really nice photos of them together, but I was like, still like that moment is now gone. So that's like an integral part of the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a lesson. Again, everything is like it treated as such, but I just have never had a planner not communicate with me. I work with a lot of planners and they're like, hi, you're in place, Kate, we're great to go.
I mean, that's literally their job.
Yeah.
No kidding. Was this her first day?
I would like to know.
Her last.
Literally. It was a lot. So that is one that I'm thinking of. I have tons, but.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it crazy how many moments are probably missed or not allowed to like fully unfold because of timelines?
Yeah.
Like, someone's about to have this beautiful like emotional reaction and someone comes in like, okay, we got 5 minutes to get in the car, and like,
I know.
so sad.
I actually was thinking that about, somebody had wrote that about even like doing the dress up. It's like sometimes we need to take a backseat and not be like, okay, now give her a hug. Like if that moment's going to happen, it's going to happen or it's not.
Yeah.
But that's not really our job to like play God.
Also, some brides don't want to hug.
Exactly.
Like, they're not huggers or whatever.
I think that was a lesson to me because sometimes I'll be like, I'm trying to like, you know, like,
we all do it.
Oh, like do that moment. And then I was like, no, you know what? It's okay. It's okay for those moments to just, and like leave the silence, like let it sit, let them do what they're going to do and get, you know, like that's how you get the real reaction.
I love to kind of get couples in place. I mean, not on purpose. I'm usually like, okay, guys, just hang on a second. I got to change my card or whatever.
Yes.
Sometimes like something so cute happens because they think I'm busy and they don't have to like perform for a minute. But I'm there.
But you performing.
Always be performing.
Exit stage left.
We usually play a little game at the end called I Do or Boo. And Martha Stewart, I mean, I don't know why Martha's the authority on like weddings. She's 80, but.
And she was in jail.
Love and trust her.
But like love that. She's like experienced.
She's the hottest
well-rounded.
80-year-old I've seen.
Truly.
In ages, like killing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Martha Weddings just released their 17 wedding trends of 2024, and we are curious to get your opinion.
Oh, hot or not? Is this like a rapid fire?
It's like hot or not, yeah, but it's I do or boo.
I do or boo. I like that.
It can be as rapid as you want it to be.
Okay. So, you know, it's going to
if
take
you
us another 45 minutes.
We're real fast here. Okay, well, let's just go into it.
Okay.
Number 1, intimate, low-key weddings. Well, we've covered this.
I do, yes.
Absolutely.
Always. But I love the big weddings too. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I love a banger.
If your vibe is to like throw a rager, then
Heck yeah.
here for
And you get like some of the best party shots and like people that like to
love
party.
ragers.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, it's an idea. The seated and relaxed bridal party. So it says there's a shift in how brides spend the wedding day with their favorite ladies, and it's all in the guest experience. More and more ladies are relaxing in the bridal suite, selecting their own dresses, and sitting down during the ceremony.
I do.
Yeah.
I have a strong opinion about this. I think that it should just be you two standing up there.
Hell yeah.
I feel like that's just how I feel.
Yeah. I like it.
Like
That's
even like they
okay.
can still
That's good.
stand, like they can still be with you and be on your like have a wedding party, but that's my opinion.
I'm gonna be needing a seat for your wedding.
Too bad. You're standing.
Do you have everybody standing?
I haven't really like gotten there yet.
Am I
guess.
bullying you into it yet?
Yeah, a little bit. No, the only other idea that I had thought was swapping the bridal parties so that like my side is
We can see
behind
your face.
Oh, that's
Luke so that I
cute.
can like look at them.
Yeah, for comfort.
But I don't know, like I have done only one where they sat,
Yeah.
and I think it's really nice to just be able to get them up there and it's just the two of them.
You know, one of them's like not standing in the line,
They
or
don't.
someone's like
yeah,
not holding their
Yeah.
bouquet.
or they're like this the whole time,
yeah.
and you're like, oh great, now I have to go in and crop him out of every fucking photo.
Okay, well you're making me want to do sitting, I think.
But I also just feel like
so-
it's intimate. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to sway you, but I'm
Okay,
not. You
okay.
can still have your own opinion.
Yes.
Stand strong.
Okay.
But I do think, like, especially the ceremony ended up being my favorite part of my wedding. And I unexpectedly, not that I'm not obsessed with my wife, but I'm like, I am so obsessed with her.
Yeah.
But it was so intimate. I was like, I've never felt more like I'm exactly where I need to be. And I think that ceremony is about you two. Like, just saying those things to each other and like looking at each other, and like your people will still be right there.
Yeah, but they're just
But the
sitting.
umbilical cord stretched a
Not
little
doing
further.
Anything anyway. They're just standing there.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
true.
I am swayed
Okay.
from you.
Thank you.
but
The whole list
the
is
only
Thank you.
thing-
ideas directed at you.
The only thing that it will come down to is if we have enough seating, I think.
Okay,
I guess
right.
people can just stand in
They
the
all
back.
just stand on your
I don't
back.
know.
They're just like piggybacking.
We're getting married in a forest, so I think I don't know.
If I'm not in your wedding
can just
party after
hang
this, I'm gonna be really mad. And I think I should be the only one standing up with you guys.
Oh, you've
Plot
completely
twist.
swayed me.
We did say we hoped you were our bestie buddy today. So.
Done.
Okay, this one, I don't know if it deserves number 3, but
Okay.
we'll talk. Oysters as an experience.
Obsessed.
Oysters are still a huge trend in the food scene. These were served beautifully inside a wooden canoe.
Oh my god,
Wow.
a wooden canoe.
I mean, a little aphrodisiac. a little-
I think they're such an elevated experience. I mean, I'm also just an East Coaster, so they speak to me.
Luke is all about oysters.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna have my 2 cents in everything
Heck
too.
yeah.
Apparently,
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think?
I love oysters,
Me too.
so I will be hanging out at that wooden canoe
Heck
all
yeah.
night long.
I've never tried an oyster.
You would hate
Don't do
them.
it on your wedding day.
No,
You would hate
You'll throw
them.
up.
I would hate them. Yeah, but Luke loves them. So
Okay. Number 4, more outfit changes. So seeing brides take a second outfit change during like cocktail hour before the party, something like that.
I do. I'm obsessed. I have a bride coming up this year and she has a vintage Dior dress and she had messaged me being like, should we, like, I don't know when to fit it in. I was like, babe, let's do it another day so I can have 3 hours with this dress. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's bougie and I know it's over the top, but I love it. It just gives
for
you
it.
more moments.
I had a wedding last summer and the bride just had amazing style anyway. She was from Australia and I feel like everyone in Australia is just hot.
So
and
good.
Cool.
They're always like 5 years ahead on trends too.
Right? It was so cool. And I didn't actually know she was changing. And she changed literally like as I was leaving after the first dances. I was leaving and she was coming out of the elevator to go in a whole other like cooler dress that I didn't get to shoot. So talk to your photographer about it if you're going to change. So
I
that we
love a
can-
second look. I just also am like, I have ADHD, so I'm like, oh my god, a second
bored
look.
of this.
I'm already
Give me
bored.
a new one.
Give me another one. Also, I got distracted because your eyebrows are so good. So I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, I love your eyebrows. And I was like, Becky, You didn't take your Vyvanse this morning. You really need to hold this in.
An eyebrow.
Okay.
Oh, I will take
Obsessed.
an eyebrow
Do my
compliment.
eyebrows for me.
Oh my god, that's just like, now I feel so
Now
good.
she's in the bridal party. Okay,
Thank you.
number 5. Modern heirlooms on the registry. So people are going back to like collecting china or like crystal or whatever.
I do.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like a nod to the old.
Yeah.
But like bringing it into
Imagine
this.
hosting a dinner party and you like have a freaking matching china set.
No, I'm literally sick.
Amazing.
It makes me
should
so
get married
nauseous.
again.
Yeah. No, I'm getting married again right now.
To put us on the registry. so
You're
we know.
done.
Emphasis on the guest. Forget planning the wedding for the photos. This year, it's all about the guests. Like setting an experience for them, making sure they're comfortable, having a little welcome package or like an interactive like station for them to do something.
I do. I think like I said earlier, if you're gonna invite a bunch of people to your wedding, like you know, kind of make it about them and just say thank you. Like we got married in Palm Springs and we had like I wrote a handwritten note to everybody.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and I just wow, I'm such a good person.
You're an angel.
No, but I don't know. I just show them that you love them. Like it is about the experience. It's about like, I don't know. I think
We've all been to some boring weddings.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Holy
Like if you're just gonna invite people because you feel like you have to, and then like the food's so, the experience isn't there. Like people are bored.
yeah, like cut it down and make the food amazing. Like can I still talk? Sorry, I'm talking
Yes.
so much.
Please continue.
I had a couple, I cannot say that was my favorite wedding ever. No, I'm just kidding. But they're all unique in their own ways.
Yeah, we love them
They had the most incredible dinner it was called like the fireworks feast, and it's in PEI, and it wow, I really gave that one away. Whose wedding this was?
Who is it?
But they just like everything was about that guest experience, and like it's something that they had done before that they wanted to bring these 40 people to do. And like to me, I was just like, you are showing these people that you love them, you want them to be a part of your love life and the rest of your life together. And it was just like the experience was like top of the line, top notch, most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, wouldn't you want someone to leave your wedding and be like, that was incredible?
I mean, I'm competitive, so I want people to be like, that was the best wedding I've ever been to. So
That's why you have to keep getting married so you can keep like loving the ones you go to.
I will just put something in there really quick. I don't get to do this at my wedding. This was one of the things I really, really wanted, but I don't get to do it because I wanted to do tattoos.
we wanted to do that too.
Yeah, I wanted to get a couple tattoo artists and then like let guests like
I love that.
during certain times like go like during cocktail hour or something go get like little ones, and then that's something they leave
Forever.
with from your wedding day, and it's so cute. My idea was shut down right away. It's just not realistic, apparently, and
I'll get a tattoo machine and I'll come do it.
yeah. If there's
a chat.
Yeah.
if there's any tattoo artists that just want to come do it,
You know, people do
cool.
that, like as an experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if Luke gets an oyster tattoo?
Well, he gets the oyster bar. I get the tattoo
Yes,
artist,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah. Number 7.
Okay.
Blow it out after parties. So whether it's on the night or the next day, instead of just the basic like brunch and everyone's hungover, what if you had like a epic pool party the next day?
We did
Or
that.
you went like horseback riding or something.
Yeah. Sorry. Wow. I'm like
So it's an idea.
such a narcissist. I just keep
no,
talking about
I
myself.
love it.
So okay. So the day after or like the night?
Just in general.
Okay.
Like you could do it that night.
Okay. I do. I'm all about fucking bangers.
I love it too. And you should hire your photographer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's cool.
Should I do that?
yes.
Yes.
Hashtag
Plan
yes.
that after.
I feel like a lot of people are leaving.
Guest color palettes. So telling your guests what to wear. I actually recently talked about this on my Instagram. So it's an I do for me.
It's an I do for me, and not as a control thing. And if you're gonna be like too anal about it, like fucking chill out.
Yeah.
But like the color story is everything on the wedding day. Like
Or even like a theme.
Yeah.
Like what if you were like
White
dressed like-
Lotus.
yeah. Or White Lotus would be so good. Or like Western formal. You could also sing. Hire Becky to sing.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm gonna tattoo you, then sing, and then bleed all over your
She's
wedding
a
day.
multitasker. Okay, so it's an idea. Yeah, a theme or a color palette.
Love
it. Oh, I don't know.
I haven't said boo yet.
This one you might.
Okay.
Soft, neutral color palette.
Boo.
Agreed.
I just like. I feel like when they're done right.
Boring. No, just
I
kidding. I'm
publicly
kidding.
declared on our pod Instagram that the color blush is dead this year.
It's
So
dead. Ooh,
I took my stand.
she called it.
I caught some heat.
I would let's see more colors coming in anyway. Naturally, we've seen it a little bit more of a trend.
I love like a soft pastel. Like I love like the pastel like chartreuse, like that like beautiful neon, like but like soft.
Yeah.
And like
Martha was wrong on this one.
Martha, go back to jail.
Back to your knitting. Okay, non-boozy beverages. You can order a fancy mocktail or non-alcoholic espresso martini at your neighborhood bar. So why should you be stuck with soda water and boring lime at a wedding?
I do. I think a lot of people like we've shifted into not having to be drunk at every occasion, and we know how much it takes a toll on mental health. So yeah, I mean, I haven't. I'm drunk right now, but like for some people, you know, it does affect your mental health, and some people don't want to explain why they're not drinking, and not that it should be taboo, but I'm like, fuck yeah, why shouldn't you have a little fun with it?
We were talking about this the other day. I feel like, again, we're all the same age.
Yeah,
here.
we are all the same age. Yes.
When we were all growing up, I was at the bar every weekend, or like drinking raspberry Smirnoff in a field.
In a field, raspberry Smirnoff. I can't even smell it anymore. I'll throw up.
I'm like gagging right now.
Spice
But I feel like the younger couples I'm seeing get married, their friend groups are not blacking out. They're not going as hard as we went.
You guys just aren't blacking out like we used to, and it shows.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm here for it, but I'm also kind of sad.
No, I think a lot of people are on drugs.
Oh, that's better.
They're doing the real Coca-Cola.
So we're living for a mocktail.
I love a mocktail.
Yeah.
I think that, like, also for me, I'm like, I don't drink on a wedding day. Like, I just don't. I have a rule for myself and my team. It's just me. Yeah. So I think it's great. Anyway, sorry.
First impression, save the dates. So something that's cool that shows your style and kind of sets guests up. If you were doing a theme, this would be the perfect time to like do a wild kind of out there save the date instead of just the boring like.
Hell yeah, brother. That's an I do. I saw the cutest thing this girl made. You know, like the vintage photo booths, like the strips.
Yeah.
She did that, but they were magnets for their fridge.
I love that.
For
magnet's
save the date.
Smart.
Yeah. Then they'll never forget the date.
And then they have to keep it forever. Yeah. Okay.
I love a magnet idea.
Nods to a retro revival. So a lot of like Super 8 film, those vintage cakes, kind of like the 80s style dresses that are coming
I'm
back
obsessed.
a little bit. Yeah.
I'm obsessed. Bows, vintage cakes, film,
Pearls.
Super 8. So expensive though.
Yeah.
Film.
Yeah. It sure is.
But I do if you have the budge.
Yeah. Retro's cool.
Retro's cool.
Again, this one's a little out there. Fiery culinary stations. So like grilling your appies. I don't know where this is happening.
Is there, like,
It
is
says
somebody
live
else,
toasting
Okay.
s'mores and like, yeah.
is somebody doing it for you, or are you
I
doing
don't know.
it
It's
yourself?
a very dated picture of a girl making a s'more, so I'm not sure.
This list is. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to say I do if somebody else is making it for me.
Yeah.
And boo if I have to work on your wedding day.
If the bride has to eat a s'more on her wedding day, sounds risky.
That's a snore.
Okay, so sorry, Martha, we don't know.
Sorry, Mara.
A little contradictory to the other one, but this is a cocktail experience. So bespoke beverages that elevate cocktail hour. Even, I guess, you know how couples have their like signatures?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I do. I think they're cool.
I love a cute cocktail.
Love it.
Yeah. It kind of, especially when you're taking photos during cocktail hour, where everyone's holding like a bright drink. It's
Love
so
it.
fun.
Yeah, elevates it. Love it.
This is kind of what we talked about too, a brunch alternative. So as opposed to just having a brunch the next day, doing an activity, doing something fun, a golf tournament, pickleball tournament, wine tasting. I don't know about wine tasting when you're hungover, but or pickleball, to be honest. But
Yeah,
I like
I
the
don't
vibe.
know. I also feel like asking people to show up again, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, can I just sleep and watch The Real Housewives or no?
right? Like I got in at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like
I left it all on the dance floor.
if any, I think a brunch is great because you're like, you all show up, you talk about the night, like that is some of the, that's fun.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, being like, okay, everybody get your fucking suits on, we're going to play pickleball.
I feel like this would be for those families that run like a
Yes.
half marathon on Thanksgiving
The
or whatever.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
5Kers,
Yeah, I'm not one of them.
count me out.
No. Okay.
Boo.
Wedding content creators.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think then, do you know what it allows our couples to be more relaxed and less focused on content? I don't really have a lot of couples that are pulling out their phones, but some.
I hope not.
No, sometimes they do, but it's nice because, like, first of all, I don't think it interferes with us, like unless you're standing in my way. But I think it just adds to their day. Then they get it the next day. They have all this content, and like their guests don't have to do it.
Also, it kind of takes the heat off us a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they aren't waiting for all those photos.
Yeah,
they
totally.
already have a little sneak peek.
I was gonna say that too.
I'm just kind of like the more the merrier. Like I love a full team. Like we all play off of each other and have fun, and I think it's great. And I think it's great for them.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then you have those memories forever.
And for those influencers out there that wanna
You're getting like 5 content creators, right?
No. I wish. No. We actually know a really great content creator here in Calgary. Her handle is Wedding Day Bestie, and she's really
Cute.
great. And she's amazing. She's such a good vibe and everything.
Oh,
So
amazing. I've been having couples
suggest-
ask me lately, and I've had a few that I've sent them, but it's so nice to have a nice list.
Yeah.
I think it adds to your day.
Yeah.
And I think if you're somebody who's intimidated or like you're like off put by it, then you need to check yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an ideal. Okay, last one, guys. Late night bites with a twist. So instead of the typical like passed around food at 10 or midnight or whatever, this says cereal. Okay, I like it, like a cereal bar. Hot ramen bowls.
Yeah.
I love ramen, but I can't picture coming off the dance floor and like
Slurping
eating a
your
bowl of
ramen?
But I like where they're going.
Okay, like I
Interesting.
eat both of those things at night, but I'm like, do I need it at a wedding? I need to think about that.
Yeah.
I
What
still
else?
like a pizza, just like you can grab a slice.
Or
It's
like when
a
couples
classic.
at the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I fix something that's not broken. Like that is.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
really-
like, I think I've heard the ramen station happen, and I've heard like the water, like it's just like it's such a, it's just
logistical
messy.
nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, given the choice of like a burger or a bowl of like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, I'm
give me a burger.
I'm slamming that cheeseburger into my face
yeah.
immediately and hitting the D floor again.
My personal favorite is mac and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck me up with like
Yeah.
some auntie-made mac and cheese, 2
Absolutely.
crock pots of it.
Yeah.
Give me a bowl. I don't even need a
Or
bowl.
like
Give me a fork.
the baked potato station. Have you guys ever?
Oh
heard of that?
yeah.
A million
Them
toppings.
chives and
Oh,
bacon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
shit.
I should go get some.
I know now. I'm like, now I'm hungry.
Well, thanks to Martha for her expertise.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if there was anything legendary in there that's going like predictions for 2024, but
You know, I have one thing. It wasn't on here, but
Weddings on Mars.
yeah, I think
Done.
that's the next hot trend
Wow.
for sure. I think it's called runway style seating. So instead of having your guests like all seated facing the front, they are all seated facing the aisle, like it would be at a
Oh.
fashion
You do a
show.
runway.
So they can
Oh.
see you walking down the aisle, and then you kind of get married like in the middle.
I
the
literally love that.
I really like that. I like that a lot because everyone can see.
I invented it.
I invent.
Just kidding.
Trademark it right now.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. I like, for me, the aisle should have been 2 kilometers longer. Like I wanted to walk down it forever. It was my moment. My wife, not so much, but I think that's great. I like that. And even like that, like, auditorium style seating where you're like
Yeah.
kind of in like a
Curved or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do.
Big idea. Well, that's it.
Thank
This has
you.
been so amazing.
Yeah,
I don't
so
wanna
much
stop.
fun. This is
Thank you.
awesome.
You can stay as long as you want.
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was just so great to hang out with you and chat with you, and you're both industry leaders, and I look up to you so much. And we're all the same age, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
we're all the same age. We're all best friends now. So we'll see
Yeah.
you at Sophia's bachelorette party.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't believe I'm in your wedding party now.
Yeah. And you're the only one standing up there.
Just sign this contract really quick.
Okay, quickly though, we want to know what you have a million things going on. You're such an entrepreneur.
Oh, am I? Have you seen Hot Ones?
No.
Okay, it's okay. We won't go in.
What?
I'll show you after.
What's Hot One? Okay. Oh, wait, with the wings?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
You know
yeah,
how at the end he's like, this camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the world what you have going on. Like we want to know.
Stress, pressure. Hello.
No
Hello.
stress.
Okay. What's going on? I'm a Hot Mess Express 2024. Is it 2024?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It is.
Shit.
Yeah.
See, that's where I'm at.
You have your presets.
I have my
that just
presets
launched.
are out. You can find them at RebeccaFrank.ca.
We're gonna
under shop.
link you in the notes.
Amazing. I've launched a wedding guide as well. So that's like just something I send out to my clients
I need to
beforehand.
buy
Just like, again, going back to educating them beforehand. And I just want to make sure they have all the information that they need, and then they can ask me the right questions. And, like we always assume that people know because we've been in the industry for so long, but I'm like, this is our first time getting married. Likely. Sometimes not.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just nice to be able to like give them a little education. Anyway, and
your grief journal?
launched a grief journal.
Where can they find those?
Busy.
Same thing under the shop. So RebeccaFrank.ca shop.
Yeah.
I probably should have researched that before.
It's fine.
We're linking.
Tag me. Just kidding. And it's right here.
Yes,
Yeah,
Kate.
this one's
Show.
for you.
Oh my gosh,
to be
that is
beautiful.
so amazing.
This one has a little, and it's all dedicated to my mama. So
That is so beautiful.
thank you so much for letting me talk.
Yeah, of course.
And
It's
just-
so good to know your story and just like,
You guys too.
yeah.
This is amazing that you're doing this. Like, we need this.
Yeah.
We need this podcast.
Well, realistically, it should be like a little bit of a therapy session.
hell yeah.
We're just like, after the last year we just kind of came to a conclusion that we just had so much crazy stuff that happened to us that like literally no one's talking about.
Totally.
No one wants to come out and be like, oh my God, like we have our little groups. We can like really
Took it
express.
out of the group chat.
Yeah.
We're here.
You took it out of the group chat. And for that, I praise you.
Well,
Because-
thank you so much for being on.
Hell yeah. I'm here.
We'll take all the price.
I'll come back whenever you need me.
Regular
If ever you
guest.
need me. They never call me again. Don't talk to me. Don't air this. Fair enough. That was like my leather pant fiasco.
Next year, you're like, when's that podcast coming?
You're like, yeah, we couldn't do that. You swore every second word. Thank you.
Oh,
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh my
One
gosh.
more. Cheers.
Who knew
One
Diet
more.
Coke was so good?
Me. I knew. And my mother, Laura Morgan, knew. Cheers, babies.
Thank you so much for listening and following along. It would mean the world to us if you could subscribe and leave a rating and a review. 5 stars only.
We come out with new episodes every second Thursday. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the NFF Podcast and on YouTube at No Fucking Filter Podcast.
We would love to hear from you if you have any episode ideas or any crazy stories to tell.
We are always accepting new sponsorships, or if you'd like to be featured on the podcast, feel free to reach out. Bye.